So just under 2 months ago, I did a video which was my Summerslam card I'd like to see. It has been probably my most, well, it isn't probably about it, it is my most successful video with over 8.8k views, which I much appreciated and thank you very much for watching that video. So I thought I would take a look back, considering that in a week's time SummerSlam will be done with and it will be in the books for 2024 and we will have all our results. So I thought I would look back on that video, see which matches I predicted and talk about kind of where my head was at the time, why I picked those matches and see if I got them right or wrong. So hope you enjoy the video and to like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's get into seeing what I got right and wrong. So first up we have Nia Jax versus Bayley. For me this was a pretty easy, or one of the easier predictions. Between King and Queen of the Ring and SummerSlam, I couldn't see Bayley dropping the WWE Women's Championship. And of course Nia Jax won the Queen of the Ring tournament, setting up this match perfectly for SummerSlam. Therefore, you know, not a long explanation needed, set up perfectly, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a decent match. But yeah, so my first correct pick, Bayley versus Nia Jax for SummerSlam. Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. This is very, very simple. I felt like this was the way it's going to go. It makes perfect sense, and I really wanted LA Knight to win the United States Championship, and this is the match we're actually going to get. So a right prediction there, and what I wanted to see as well as thought I would see, and yeah, everything all right there. So not bad for me, I don't think. Damian Priest versus Gunther, again, not a massively out there pick. Like Nia Jax, Gunther won King of the Ring, therefore guaranteed him a World Championship match. I wasn't as sure as I was with Bayley that Priest would keep the championship, but from my point of view, I didn't think that McIntyre versus Punk needed the World Heavyweight Championship. Therefore, and as at the time of making the original video, we had Clash of the Castle come in with Priest and McIntyre. I was pretty confident that Priest was going to walk out with the championship, whether it was via DQ or by winning the match, and it turned out it was winning the match. But yeah, I think, as I said, the main thing was I didn't think Drew and Punk needed the World Championship, therefore setting up Priest and Gunther for the World Championship at SummerSlam, which again, I got correct, so not doing too bad so far. The Usos versus the Guerrillas of Destiny, or the Bloodline as they'll be called in WWE, I assume. Honestly, I thought there would be more progression with the Bloodline storyline, as far as, like, because obviously we know that we can't, well, we don't know. Everyone's pretty confident we're going to get something for Survivor Series between Roman's Bloodline and Solo's Bloodline. I thought we would be well into a reunion of the Usos by now, and it turns out that in actuality, Jimmy Uso hasn't even come back yet. Jey Uso's had nothing really to do with the Bloodline, and so the Takoa's version of the Bloodline is just growing stronger and stronger as months pass. So, you know, for me, I thought we'd be further ahead. They do have, well, the Bloodline have a tag team title shot coming up this Friday, as of recording, and I can see them being champions going into SummerSlam, which is kind of half of what my prediction was, is that the Usos will be challenging for the tag titles against the Guerrillas of Destiny, and it's also a case of Jacob Fatu's taking the place of Tonga Loa, so it's kind of right on the Bloodline side, but the Usos are nowhere near reuniting. This match probably isn't going to happen for another while, and yeah, it's kind of a slow build to the Bloodline versus the Bloodline, if you will, for War Games, if that is the idea, which I hope it is. But yeah, for me, this one was very, very wrong. But wishful thinking, I guess, would have been a great match if we did get it at SummerSlam. So I had a no-holds-barred match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre to happen at SummerSlam. The match itself is going to happen. I thought we all thought it was definitely going to happen. I think that Punk was cleared way before he announced he was cleared. But either way, the one thing I didn't expect was the Seth Rollins role of being special guest referee. I do think it's a bit of a cheap way to just get him on the card. I don't feel like it's necessary at all. And if anything, hopefully the role of Seth Rollins is to kind of make this a no DQ match rather than it just been a regular singles match. But you know, part of me feels like it's just going to break down eventually and some shenanigans are going to happen or something like that, and we're going to get the proper breakdown match Bad Blood. But yeah, for me, Drew and Punk was inevitable for SummerSlam once Punk was injured, but we kind of knew the time frame of which he would be back for. And yeah, this has been probably one of the better storyline-wise feuds going into SummerSlam. If anything, it should be main eventing over everything else, or maybe one other match could go other, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, for me, Punk and McIntyre was 100%, so I knew it was just a case of stipulation and what they were going to do differently to the match. I think a singles match with a special guest referee just doesn't quite cut it for me. I don't feel like a singles match is going to be any good. Hopefully Rollins makes it a no DQ or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I went with Punk and Drew, and I couldn't have been more right. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship, I think, is the match I got the most wrong. To be fair, it could have been one of many people challenging for the Intercontinental Championship at Sami Zayn, but one thing I didn't expect was the rise of Braun Breaker and how quickly it's happened and so dominantly it's happened. But yeah, it could have been Ilya, it could have been Sheamus, it could have been, as I said, it could have been a multiple of anybody, but I thought at the time Finn Balor was not a bad shout. I thought that the Judgment Day would be in a bit more of a tatters than it is at the minute, and that having Balor and Priest go into championship matches at Balor, Priest and, oh my god, I can't speak. Balor, Priest and Rhea going into SummerSlam in championship matches or as champions would kind of help the Judgment Day become more repaired, but we kind of, again, couldn't be more wrong. The Judgment Day is closer to being split up in all ways than it is repaired. But yeah, I mean, Finn Balor is a champion though currently, so you know, being a tag team champion with JD, so it's not a terrible pick. They're both in very good places as champions, but yeah, I think, as I said, I didn't expect the rise of Braun Breaker to be so quick after coming up to the main roster, and yeah, I think it can be a great match one we've got, but unfortunately I got that one wrong as far as Sami Zayn and Finn Balor. So I had Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship inside Hell in a Cell. I think this has been the best worked match and the best story going into SummerSlam, and I had it down as Hell in a Cell because I thought that this feud would be built to a point where it wouldn't be able to be any other match. Like, this is supposed to be like a feud ender, like if a feud gets so personal that they have to go in Hell in a Cell, it makes it a really good feud, and I thought this is perfect for this. But then we got Bad Blood, and then kind of it seems like McIntyre and Punk are going to go inside the cell at the anniversary of the Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. For me, I'd probably put this and Drew and Punk inside Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood if that's where you want to go. But I thought having the return of the Hell in a Cell from WrestleMania 39 to SummerSlam this year would be really cool. And I would have had the women go in just because their feud has been so personal, and just been like, Rhea wants to tear the shit out of Liv, Liv wants to tear the shit out of Rhea, why not just put them in a cell and let them fight? But unfortunately we're not getting that. It seems like we're just going to get a regular match, which is not what I was looking for, but I'm sure it'll be very good. And yeah, for me, again, similar to Punk and McIntyre, just seemed inevitable for SummerSlam. And finally, I had Cody Rhodes defending the Undisputed WWE Championship against Roman Reigns. And, well, I assumed Roman will be back for a match at SummerSlam. It seems like he's going to be returning at SummerSlam. At least that's what speculation and how everyone seems to be saying at the minute. Which is good. I would never have guessed Solo was going to be in this position at this point. You know, I think, like, for everyone, especially at the time of recording, it probably would have been either Rock or Roman to face Cody at SummerSlam, but Solo's build has been very good. It was just very unexpected, like, as far as like the way the Bloodline has gone. But for me, I went with Roman. I had a choice of Rock or Roman. I went with Roman. My original choice was Rock, but they went with bloody Solo, so it was going to be one of two choices, and there was a third one that got picked. But I think I was not far off. I can't be given credit with that, but yeah, I think it's going to be a decent match. I would have preferred Roman coming back for the match at SummerSlam, but yeah, that's just personal preference. And yeah, another one wrong, unfortunately. So, out of the 8 matches I predicted, I got 5 of them right, which I think is pretty decent, to be fair, and I wasn't far off a few of them, like Roman and Cody. I don't think I was far off. I think only the Usos versus the Guerrillas of Destiny and Balor versus Zayn I was massively off on. Everything else was pretty decent. I thought, to guess, like, I think it was before Clash of the Castle. I think it was between just after King Queen of the Ring, but before Clash of the Castle that happened. That's when the video came out, and I think it was pretty decent guesses. So for that. So anyway, tell me what you thought of just my picks in general. What do you think was there anything else I think I was well off? Do you think the people who I've not put on the card will be on the card next week? I can't imagine them adding too many matches now, considering it's like it'll be all done in a week. But yeah, do comment down below if you enjoyed the video and all that good stuff. Any feedback is much appreciated. I will ask you to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be the SummerSlam predictions. So I'll see you guys for that during the week. I'll thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.